whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, I wasn't ready. Bandai, why you do this? 3 in the morning and they decide to drop bombs on us. You get a trailer, you get a release date, you get a trailer, you get some screenshots, you get some new details. I just hit my camera. Yo, I'm losing my mind right now. 3 in the morning and Bandai decides to make the internet explode. Yo, Twitter was on fire, YouTube was on fire, my notifications were lit, and I don't use that word too often, but if there was ever time to describe it right now, it is lit. It is officially lit. So right now, first things first, I want to talk about the Dragon Ball FighterZ trailer, because we got some other stuff. We got Shinobi Striker, we got Naruto Voltage. I was playing Naruto Blazing, waiting for the maintenance, and then all this other stuff just came out the woodwork, and it just caught me off guard. But after seeing this trailer, yo, I got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of things to take a look at, and I don't even know where to begin. I think I should probably introduce myself. Yeah, that might be a good way to start this video off, huh? So, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Nerd Corner. I'm Lotus the Cute who never knows best, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about that brand new Dragon Ball FighterZ trailer that we just got at 3 in the morning. And first things first, we got to talk about that release date, because the end of the trailer did kind of sort of give us a release date. Because we've already known that this game was going to come out in early 2018. Well, guess what, folks? Early as in February 2018. We don't have an exact day yet, but February is early enough for me. Whether that be February 28th, that's still early enough for me. I'm excited. It's about to go down. Dragon Ball FighterZ, February 2018. Now, when they said early 2018, when the trailers and what first came out and the game was first announced, I speculated myself that I think it was going to be around February, because it could have meant anywhere from January to February to March, maybe even April if you're stretching it, and if it was like the beginning of April. And some folks might have been a little just a little upset about that, but it is what it is. But February, man, works for me. I don't know about y'all, but sounds like a plan. Sounds good to your boy. Moving on, I want to talk about the pre-order DLC that they mentioned in the trailer, as well as the collector's edition. So when it comes to the pre-order DLC, from my understanding, these are not characters that are locked behind a paywall or anything of that nature. These are simply, and the characters in question, obviously, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, if you hadn't seen already. I probably have it on screen right now. But yeah, it said that if you pre-order the game, you will get early access to these 2 characters. Now, what that means, from what I'm gathering, is that these are not characters locked behind a paywall or something like that, not something that they have in development and just aren't including on the disc day one. It's more like characters that you probably have to unlock, or there's some sort of special event or something along those lines, much like the super version of Future Trunks, right, in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. You know, if you pre-order that game, you got the deluxe edition, the day 1 edition. You got the Dragon Ball Super variation of Future Trunks at day 1. You didn't have to unlock them, and I'm assuming that's going to be the same case with Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Goku, where they're already in the game and there's another means of getting them. You don't have to pay for them. It's just that if you pre-order the game, you don't have to go through any process of unlocking them or anything like that by playing through the store mode or whatever the case may be. They'll automatically be on the roster as soon as you get the game and pop it into your console, or as soon as you download it, or whatever it is, right? However you decide to pre-order the game. That's what I got from this. So, because I know some people were upset. They're like, what? You know, day 1 DLC, yo, boo, you know, just put it on the disc. Why, if the game's still in development, why are you already worrying about DLC? Like I said, I don't think that's what it is. But yeah, so let's knock that out of the way first and foremost. Also, it mentions that you get 2 lobby avatars, which are going to be, you know, little characters that you can use in the hub world that I imagine that's going to be similar to Guilty Gear from what I can gather. But yeah, and if you haven't played Guilty Gear, I mean, you can look that up on your own time, but that's neither here nor there. That's not all that important. Next, I want to talk about this collector's edition. Collectors with a Z, mind you, because of course it only makes sense. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball FighterZ, they had to make collectors with a Z, right? You get this big, beautiful, fancy, smashy little black box that everything comes in, right? And inside this big, beautiful, fancy, smashy black box that everything comes with, you get the figure. An immaculate figure, mind you. And you know, I ain't the biggest figure collector in the world, but boy, that's a nice little art piece I'd like to have in my little collection, if you feel me, man. So you get the figure, you get 3 art cards, you get the steelbook, and that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, big, beautiful, smashy, banchy box, steelbook, the game itself, some art cards, and the figure. Boy, did I say figure twice? I don't know. My mind's all over the place. I can barely English right now. So if I stutter and stumble all over my words, if I talk even faster than usual, you gotta understand this is coming from a Dragon Ball fanboy's perspective of somebody who's just really excited for this game, really excited for the series. But moving on, we got a lot more to get through, so I can't spend too much time on this. So moving on further along, I want to talk about the gameplay that we actually saw in this trailer, starting with, of course, Piccolo and Krillin, because we got those announced in scans a while back, right? But now we finally see them in motion. We get to see their attacks in action. We get to see how dope they really look, how they control, how they handle. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. Piccolo and Krillin are not two of my favorite characters in this game, right? They're not in my top 5. Neither of them they might not even be in my top 10. I don't know. I have to sit down and think about it. I've never really did a top 10 Dragon Ball favorite characters. But yeah, they're not up there amongst my favorites. However, they looking clean in this trailer, boy. The special beam cannon, the light grenade, the hell zone grenade, the scatter kamehameha, destructo disc, Taioken, Kienzan, all those names, Makanko Sapo, whatever you want to call these names, all these moves, all these attacks, they look devastating. They look beautiful. They look gorgeous. We see Piccolo and Krillin going at it. We see Krillin fire off like a scatter kamehameha, and it's a small one, mind you. And there's a larger one that we see later on that I'll talk about when we get to it. But beginning of the trailer, we see Krillin kind of fires off this like small size scatter kamehameha where it kind of just goes up in the air and then scatters, rains down upon Piccolo real quick. We see Piccolo has this crazy reach with his grab, right? Where it's kind of like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, you know, some get over here type thing. Like, I don't know where you think you're going, boy. Bring that ass back. You're going to hold us up. You're going to catch these hands, boy. Reaches damn near across the whole screen, grabs Krillin, pulls him back in and close. So if you got somebody who's, you know, trying to play defensive, playing keep away, just trying to build some space, you got that option with Piccolo to bring that ass back. You know what I'm saying? So you can pound them into the pavement, you know, put the hurt on them, you know, hurt, murk, put them in the dirt, niggas ain't gonna catch this work, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So yeah, that's looking ill. Piccolo's definitely got some unique options, and I love the uniqueness behind all these characters. It seems like every character is gonna have something that makes them unique and stand out as an individual, as you expect from an Arc System Works games. If you're familiar with Guilty Gear BlazBlue, Persona 4 Arena, you already know how they get down. But yeah, moving on. We see Piccolo also has this really dope cross-up, right? Where he dashes towards his opponent and goes past them and then teleports right back in front of them. And it's crazy, right? Because then you automatically want to start blocking in a different direction or turn around and try to attack in that direction. Then he teleports back in front of you and you're like, oh no, which way do I? And then before you know it, you got Namekian fists all in your face, playboy. And it's a shame, but it is what it is. That's just how it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the Namek rumbles, I guess. But yeah, so that's a really dope move that we see from him. Like I said, we see Krillin scatter Kamehameha. We see Piccolo use the light grenade. We see Krillin does his combo, right, where he goes into a low sweep. And I'll probably play this back on screen for you guys so you guys can get a good look at this, because this is something that I caught and I thought was just sick, right? So he does a low sweep, combos it into a Taioken, into a solar flare, right? The solar flare stuns Piccolo in midair, and then Krillin combos it into a Kienzan, just a barrage of Destructo Disc, just chaining them, just 1, 2, 1, 2, just throwing them left, right, slicing and dicing them up. It's crazy, it's ridiculous, and it's sick, because Krillin might be the only character in the game that has a solar flare, unless Tien is also in the game and he has a solar flare. But seeing how unique that is, how they add that into his moveset, into his combos, and how he can combo that into like a level 3, 4 super, or whatever the case may be, however many bars a meter he spent on those Destructo Discs, it's crazy, it's dope. Lots of combo potential for that. It looked so sick. We also see Piccolo do the special beam cannon, just as gorgeous and as cinematic and beautiful as you might expect. And then we see Krillin do another version of his scatter Kamehameha, which looks different from the first time he did it in the trailer, because this time it's a lot more beautiful, it's a lot more cinematic, it's a lot more extravagant, right? Because he both hands puts them together, fires this energy wave at Piccolo, and Piccolo's just taking it, just you know what I'm saying, just all up in his grill, right? Then Krillin shoots it upwards and then brings it back down, scatters it, just raining death and destruction upon Piccolo. And it's just got one of those, like, you know, one of those super cutscenes where it's like a level 3, 4, 5 super, or whatever the case may be, however many bars a meter he spent on it. Looks gorgeous, looks amazing. Then we see androids 16, 17, and 18 come in. Now we saw all three of these androids previously introduced in the scan. Now androids 16 and 18 were confirmed as playable characters, but 17 wasn't, and he still hasn't necessarily been in this trailer, and I'll talk about why as we get to it. But from the looks of it, I don't see 17 as his own playable character, but that's not to say that he won't be. He just hasn't been confirmed yet. But 16 and 18 are definitely playable. We see that they have some involvement in the storyline as well, and they're looking incredible. I mean, Android 16's Hell's Flash looks amazing. Android 18 has some really dope combos, many of which involve Android 17. Now at first I thought maybe Android 17 and 18 were on the same team, like they were both individual characters, but they were both on the same team. But after speculating or analyzing the trailer and analyzing some of the screenshots that were given out, that were sent out, that were posted online or whatever, I've noticed that I saw that Android 18 was on a team with characters that were not Android 17, but Android 17 was still on the field helping her do combos and stuff. Now, we already know from that last scan that Android 17 joins Android 18 for one of her supers, her Meteor combo or Meteor Crasher. I forget what the exact terminology was for the title of the move, but basically one of her ultimates, one of her specials. Android 17 comes in and they do this combo attack, and I believe we see that in this video. However, we see her later on do a very similar pose that she did with 17 with Krillin and proceed to do a similar combo. So it's crazy. I don't know what we got going on here, but seemingly 17 jumps in to help out 18 with a lot of her combos and a lot of her attacks. And so 17 himself hasn't been confirmed as his own character, but I do think he will be, so don't give up hope yet. I know personally I'm a fan of Android 17. I think the androids are really underrated characters. I like 17 and 18 a lot. 17 is one of my favorites. He probably is up there in my top 5. He's definitely in my top 10. But yeah, so if you're a 17 fan like I am, have no worry, don't fear. I think it's really, really dope that Android 18 has him incorporated into a lot of her combos and attacks and her ultimate, her special, whatever the case is. And I don't think they're gonna shaft my boy. I don't think they're not gonna show him love. I do think there's still some hope for him yet. Whether or not he has a similar moveset and skill set to Android 18 where she joins in his combos, that's yet to be seen. Maybe they'll do something different for him, I don't know. But I think the fact that they're incorporating the fact that they're, you know, brother and sister dynamic duo, you know, the twin towers of destruction, I think is sick the way they're setting up 18's moveset. So it's looking hype. It's looking hype. As we move on, we get to see a few peeks at the story mode for the game. We see apparently like an army of clones, androids, I think, of the Z Fighters, and I'm starting to lose my voice from all the hype and excitement. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my voice, my throat is dry, and my voice is going away. But yeah, we see some details, right, where we see like an army of these clones of like Vegeta, Krillin, Piccolo, and Goku that I think they might be androids of some kind, because the details we got in the story mode from the scan said that this was revolved around androids, and that's why Android 16 and 17 are back, and as well as 18, and Android 16 plays a major role in it. So I don't know what's going on, but it's looking crazy. It's looking really, really crazy, and I'm looking forward to all of it, man. I'm looking forward to every single bit of it. But yeah, I think that just about covers everything I really wanted to talk about when it comes to this trailer, man. Lots of hype, lots of excitement. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But yeah, February 2018, it's going down. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. So you can stay tuned for all the awesome content I'm bringing you. That's all that means. All I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you. Swing the bat. Later.